that? Still bang 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 bang. Hey, hey,
all
hey.
them a try, them can't deny.
Young boss, nation,
Youths are feel
young boss, young boss, is there?
All right, sinners, welcome back to the channel. I'm trying to contain myself from grinning and laughing and bursting out in the outbursts because today I got for you guys my Suicide Squad review, y'all. And let me just tell you right now, my man James Gunn, he did his thing. This man not only made a beautiful movie, but managed to make me feel sad, hyped, and like what the fuck all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really killed this movie. Like, all jokes aside, like, this man is, at least to me so far, has been one of the best directors I've ever seen. And I like I said, I don't watch a lot of movies outside of my whole superhero movies and comedies and actions like that. And I gotta start expanding my horizons. But like, yo, James Gunn, he killed this shit. Like, he might just be, like, to me personally, for the directors I've seen, might be one of the best directors out there, because this man is a legend. Like, yo, he did his thing. Real quick, before we even start talking about the movie, my last reaction to local review, yes, it's gonna be in the upper corner. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know what to do. That one was super long. I think it was like 40-50 minutes. So just to let you guys know, this one is not even going to be close to that. This one is either going to be 20 to 30 minutes long. I'm trying to make it short and simple, right? Okay, so oh, and this is a spoiler review. So if y'all don't want to be spoiled, if y'all niggas don't want to be spoiled, click away, click off right now. I'll make sure to put it in the title so you guys know ahead of time, but this is going to be spoiler filled. Yo, first things first, let's go get into it. First thing is first, this movie absolutely stayed true to Suicide Squad. Everybody died. The reason it had such a big cast is because everybody died. You know, everybody, like, not everybody, but majority of the cast did die off. So from beginning to end, we're gonna do this beginning to end. All right, we're gonna do it beginning to end. First things first is the movie starts off with this character who was unimportant to me. Don't even remember his name. I think his name was like Salvio or some shit like that. It looked like Woody Harrelson. I don't know if that was Woody Harrelson, but it looked like Woody Harrelson, some older. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not even. But he looked like Woody Harrelson. I don't know if that was Woody Harrelson, but he looked like Woody Harrelson. The dude had blonde hair. We had, from his point of view, his joining into the Suicide Squad. So, you know, the usual rundown is they get ejected with the bombs. After they get ejected with the bombs, they meet the squad. They go to the missions. So we got that. And he was paired off with Blackguard, Mongal, Boomerang, Harley, Flag, Weasel. my man Weasel had me dying. Yeah, he was off the chain. Weasel. And I think that was it. So it was those six. Oh, 7. I think it was something. Oh, and Detachable, the detachable kid. So his name was. They called him TDK. They called him TDK, but his name is the Detachable Kid. And what had happened was they get shipped off. This is like the first 5 minutes. They're shipped off to I can't remember the place it's called, but it's like this Cuban Mexico type shit, you know what I'm saying, Cuban place. They get shipped off there because what they got to do is they got to deal with the democracy, not democracy, the tyrannical leader, my fault, yeah, the tyrannical leader who's over there, who's running a project called Starfish. Well, that's what the Americans are calling when they told it Task Force X. They said this is going to be called Starfish. So right off the bat, let you guys know this. They got Starro, the Conqueror. You know, the fish that goes over the starfish that goes over, sticking his face into people and controlling them and making them go crazy. You know what I'm saying? His evil ass, or his confused ass, because sometimes he's bad, sometimes he's not. They got him locked up. And that's where they're sending the squad over there, because they want to go destroy Starro and any traces of Starro, because the big reveal is that the Americans are actually the reason why Starro was over there, because they made contacts and dealings with that foreign nation. So as the squad is going over there to handle that, Harley Boomerang Flag and their group is essentially ambushed. You know what I'm saying? Well, first, before they even get there, they're on the plane, and my son Weasel is apparently getting bullied because Black Guard wants to know what the fuck he's standing next to. He's like, "Is this a dog?" And Boomerang goes, "What?" He said, "What type of dog, got thumbs?" They're going back and forth, and Flag lets him know, okay, this is Weasel. He's clearly a weasel, and he's harmless mostly. He killed 27 kids, but outside of that, he's harmless. You know what I'm saying? They thought they got him under control, right? So the dude whose point of view we're looking from is like, what the fuck is going on? And they essentially drop down from the plane as they're being sent over to the foreign nation. And once they drop, everybody drops down. But Weasel drops down and he can't swim. So they make a joke out of it like, did nobody check to see if the Weasel could swim? And he dies. Or we're under the oppression, he dies. Because, spoiler alert, the very last one of the end credits is him being alive. So we're meant to believe Weasel died when he doesn't. But for the rest of the movie, he's believed to be dead. So after they retrieve his body, check to see if he's alive, perform CPR real quick. He doesn't wake up. They're like, okay, he's dead. So as the movie continues, we find out that after they got to the foreign nation, they're on the rendezvous point, which is this little beach. They get ambushed, and so we find out that Black Guard is the one that ambushed them because he was sending intel to the nation, the foreign nation, and he's sitting there trying to tell the people, yo, this is me. I brought everybody, you know what I'm saying? This is how we're gonna rock it. Where in reality, they wasn't down with him. They just needed the information. So they shoot him in the face. He dies. And after that, the shit gets hectic. Like squad member after squad member starts to die. And I mean like die off. So in the order they die off, Mongal dies off. As Mongal is doing her bullshit, the detachable kid is trying. First of all, we find out he's the detachable kid with his bullshit, his bad ass. I'm up for ya. So, badass, not in like this shit is bad. Like, I mean, like horrible. His horrible ass superpower, which was to detach himself and do shit. He's slapping people up, and they looking like, what the hell is going on? So Mongal decides to jump on a plane and can't even bring the plane down, and she's just going out of control. So as she does that, she just caused havoc. Squad member starts to die. Mongal dies first. She's burned in flames. Then like, yo, the craziest shit happens is like, we see the detachable kid getting shot up, but we also see what happens is that because of Mongal's stupidness, a bunch of tree spikes start they start slamming into Boomerang, and Boomerang's all fucked up. He's leaning, he's hurt, and Harley and Flag managed to find cover while the chaos is going on. And my man Boomerang is hurt, and Harley goes, "Boomerang!" And then you just see the plane in the background crash. Well, the plane in the background, yeah, it crashed into the beach, and it's still going. So as it's still going, it's blowing up, and it hits Boomerang, and he just straight out, he gets chopped up and blown up at the same time. And I'm hurt because like they killed Boomerang. And mind you guys, it's still the first 20 minutes of the movie, because it goes through a lot of flashbacks. You know what I'm saying? It goes through a lot of flashbacks when we get introduced to the squad and stuff like that, which I'll lean into. I won't lean into. It's not that important. But first 10-20 minutes, we see Boomerang die. And I'm like, what the fuck? How you kill off Boomerang? After Boomerang dies, detachable kid's kind of fucked. Oh, and Javelin. They had Javelin in there. Javelin dies too. He gives his Javelin to Harley. Then we see the person from the point of view, Salvor or some shit like that. He's running away because he can't deal with this. So Waller's letting him know, like, yo, if you don't return the mission, she gave him 5 warnings. She said, your last chance. He didn't want to go back. He was wilding, so she blew him up. Blows him up, right? Rick and Harley look like shit is in trouble, and then this is where we get the real kickoff. Is Team B. Y'all know, with Idris and all that. Idris, John Cena. Idris played Bloodsport. Cena played Peacekeeper. We got the Rat King. Or what? Yeah, the Rat King. Yeah, I think that's what she was called. Rat King, King Shark, Polka Dot Man. Though that's the real Suicide Squad. So that's the people we actually see the whole entire movie that we're really fucking with. So that's her uh team B. Or in this case, I'll say Team A because they're really the A squad. You know what I'm saying? So that's the actual Suicide Squad that we get caught up with, and we see that the flashbacks. She wants Idris to be, or she wants Bloodsport to be the actual team leader in this mission because he has the skills and the criteria. So she ends up recruiting him by using his daughter, same way she used kind of used Will Smith in the first one. You know what I'm saying? With Deadshot, with the using the kid against him and all that stuff. Like, yeah, she uses it for blood sport, but the only difference is his daughter committed a crime, and she's like, since she's 16, they can legally charge her as an adult, and she's kind of making it seem like, yo, I'm gonna make it lenient towards her going to jail for a long ass time, and she'll get sent here if you don't do what you don't join the squad. So he eventually joins the squad. She introduces him to the team, King Shark, Polka Dot, you know the rest of them, like I just said, and then the movie kicks back. We see them we see them go to the beach. They're actually seeing the action that's going on with the A squad. Because remember, they're Team B, but to us, they're Team A. But they're seeing the Team B with Bloodsport and all them are seeing Team A get demolished. They're not visually seeing the characters die, but they're seeing the explosion, a lot of the aftermath. So they basically lay camp, speed it up. They basically camp out to where they're chilling or waiting for their next orders. And what we see is Harley and Flag get taken to two different locations. Flag ends up being with the rebels, who become kind of an important factor. Not really. They just help them get to the nation, the capital, the city. And Harley gets taken to the actual leader, where she's going. Well, he likes Harley. Let's put it like that. He likes Harley so much that he made Harley get all fancy, dressed to wine and diner, had his way with her. You know what I'm saying? And asked Harley to marry him, and Harley had to hit him with like, homeboy. I said if I get a boyfriend, I got to see for red flags. So she shoots him because he's talking about using Starro to conquer millions, including women and children, adults, males, you know, all that. So Harley shoots him because she's like, yo, I can't do that. There's a bunch of red flags. I'm not going to sit here and do that. So the squad eventually hears from Amanda Waller that they need to go retrieve Flag. They retrieve Flag, but they accidentally end up killing a bunch of the resistant members in some of the coolest ass ways. Like you see Bloodsport and Peacekeeper having a pissing contest, like they're shooting people in all these crazy ass ways, going crazy, you know what I'm saying? You see that whatever they have is really a deadly weapon. They meet Flag. There's funny interactions. It's like, yo, what are you doing? We came here to save you. They didn't know that Flag was on peaceful terms with the resistance members. So they're like, oh shit, we killed your guys. My bad. You know what I'm saying? So after that, they kind of do their thing where they like the resistant leader. They make a deal with the resistant leader. The resistant leader. She's gonna take him to the city, the capital, what she does with Milton. I think his name is Mateo. I could be wrong, but they call him Milton, so I could be fucking wrong. So Milton, I'm gonna refer to what they were saying. I think his name was Mateo, but his name might be Milton. But Milton's ass was fucking rolling with the squad so much that he was officially a member of the squad for a brief moment. So Milton takes the squad, which is still consistent of the Team B, just with Flag. They go over to the capital, the city, in disguises to eventually get to where Starro is. I can't remember. I think it was Jotunheim. The tower name was Jotunheim or some shit like that. So their objective is to get to the tower, but they got to go through the city to do that. And they go to a bar real quick. They chilling. They enjoy the moment. You know what I'm saying? Just bonding. You know what I'm saying? Before a lot of shit kick off. And during that bonded time, we find, you know, Rat King. What is her name? Rat Trap. The Rat Girl eventually, like, the Rat Girl essentially makes friends with King Sharks and tell King Shark, like, yo, because you tried to eat him earlier. You can't eat us. We're friends. Would you eat your friends? No. All right, cool. So we're friends. So she bonds with King Shark. We find her background, her backstory with her dad being this really cool dude to her and treating her as this nice person. was a nice person, treated her like a daughter should be. Even though they grew up rough, they had love. While in comparison, Bloodsport, we find out, has a rat phobia, and his is the opposite, where his father was also present, but they had kind of, I guess, a good standing. They had a pretty good living, but he was a shitty ass dad. So the kind of opposite of each other, where she was poor but had a good father and good loving, and he was bad. Oh well, he was wealthy or well off, and he had a shitty father with no loving. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of play off each other. I guess he sees her as a daughter to him, and he's kind of like, whatever happens, I'm gonna protect you. And she's like, nah, I'm gonna protect you. So as the characters are bonding at the bar, we find out that as Harley killed the leader, the president, when Harley kills the president, the next president ends up being the general, who was his right hand man, and he's working alongside the thinker and stuff like that. And so what happens is he decides that he's gonna go after all Americans. If you find any Americans in the city or in our capital, capture them, torture them, whatever the case might be, because I know for a fact Harley didn't come alone. So now he's got Harley. They captured Harley. He's torturing Harley, and the squad is still at the bar chilling. And they see the thinker come in, so they capture the thinker. Unfortunately, at the same time, the soldiers come in. They kicking ass. They want papers to see who's actual citizens and who's American. So what happens is the team splits up. Rat Trap, Rat King, the Rat Girl. Fuck, cause I can't remember the name. The Rat Girl and Polka Dot Man take Thinker and go back to the van where they're keeping King Shark because he wasn't able to get into the bar with no actual disguise that can stop him from being a King Shark. And Bloodsport, Peacekeeper, and Flag get captured so they can serve as a diversion. They eventually escape, but after they escape, but before they even escape, during that whole interaction while they're being transported, they find out that like Harley's still alive. So once they escape, they managed to escape by kicking not kicking everybody. They did a whole cool car chase where each of them killed one of the three dudes in with one shot, and they managed to escape by Peacekeeper kind of slamming the driver's head in and breaking the thing, right? So as they escape, they're like, Bloodsport goes, okay, you know what I'm saying? Time to execute Operation Jotunheim. And Flag's like, nah, we can't do that. We got another mission, and that's to save Harley. So they're going to save Harley, but we all know our girl Harley. Harley's getting tortured, but she manages to escape, kills everybody in the most beautiful, badass way, bugging out and shit, and just flat out kills him and escapes. But she managed to see Bloodsport and Flag after she gets in the taxi because she kills everybody, walks out the front door, gets in the taxi. She sees them trying to save her, so she pulls up behind them like, what are you guys doing? And Flag is like, yo, we came to save you. And she's like, oh, you came to save me? He's like, yeah, we came to save you. So that leads to a little moment where she was like, oh, like it's a brother, sister, best friend type thing. So Bloodsport gets introduced to Harley, and we officially got a whole squad. You know what I'm saying? So we got Bloodsport, Harley, Peacekeeper, the Rat Girl, Polka Dot Man, and Flag, and King Shark. We got all of them. They're the official squad. So once they got the Thinker, they all go to the location. They tell the Thinker, listen, you're gonna be a part of the team for this brief moment, so we can get inside. So the plan is basically for Thinker to bring him inside, drive him inside through the van. Once they're inside, they're gonna activate a bunch of explosives, detonate the place, capture Starro or kill Starro at the same time, and then that's just it. You know what I'm saying? That's the plan. Well, as we all know, whenever characters come up with plans, they never work, and what happens is it leads to these series of events that go crazy. And eventually, Thinker he's able to get them inside, but the only catch is that they have to break off in the teams. So they break off in the teams with Bloodsport, Harley, and King Shark. Well, no, Bloodsport and Harley, Flag, Peacekeeper. No, Flag. What is it? It's Bloodsport and Harley. King Shark gets paired off for Peacemaker, and they gave up. Thinker, Flag, and the Rat Girl. They get tied up. They get brought together because they want to get sent to where Starro is. So Peacekeeper King Shark, Harley, and Bloodsport are setting the detonators, along with Polka Dot Man, and Flag, Rat Girl, and the Thinker are being sent down to where Starro is, so they can retrieve any information, if I'm correct, or just to know what the fuck is going on. And so we get set to we're flagging them, where we find out that Starro, like I said earlier in the movie, is from the U.S. government. The only reason Starro was over there is because they sent them over to that foreign nation so they can run their testing over there without anybody interfering, or without their population being squeamish, or whatever the case might be. You know what I'm saying? Because once Americans find out they're doing illegal shit to an alien or to a creature, they're gonna want to put an end to it. So what occurs is that we see Peacekeeper leaves his post and goes down with him, and we find out that Flag, that doesn't sit well with Flag. He sees all these people that's been captured by Starro and turned into these lifeless zombies, and that he doesn't like that. The government that he served, the reason he became a soldier was to protect and serve, and not to lie for them. You know what I'm saying? Not to be this puppet. So he's going to retrieve the data, and as he's retrieving the data, he wants to destroy it, and not destroy it. He wants to show it to the citizens of both that foreign nation and Americans, to let them know, like, this is the shit we was doing behind. This is what our leaders chose to do. You know what I'm saying? That put us in danger. Now they want to cover it up. And Peacekeeper comes down, and we find out that Peacekeeper was a man that's playing C. You know what I'm saying? As he was going to be an enforcer to make sure that anything that goes down didn't go down. You know what I'm saying? Because he's got the same skill set as Bloodsport. So him and Flag get into it, because it's like Flag is letting him know, like, yo, we got to show this to people. We can't do this. And Peacekeeper is a good soldier. So he's like, whatever my boss Amanda says, whatever Amanda says, got to go. So the detonation occurs early. A lot of the characters that's in the sub-level with Thinker, Flag, Rat Girl, Peacekeeper, they get trapped on the ground, and it splits off again to where Starro is now free. Thinker is killed by Starro. Rat Girl escapes, and Flag and Peacekeeper are pitted against each other, and they going at it. They're fighting. It's real dope. It's a real fire ass fight. They swinging. We're seeing Flag beat Peacekeeper, and he's about to choke him out. It's like, yo, ooh. But he doesn't look like he really want to kill him, but he's doing it because he's got to do it. And what we see is, in this Mortal Kombat like style, Peacekeeper grabs a shard of glass and shoves it into Flag's chest, and we see it that as soon as he stabs it, he grabs his other hand and slams it in. And we see, like I said, this Mortal Kombat fatality type shit, where we see his heart, and we see the glass actually going through his heart, and it kills him. And I'm like, oh shit, they killed Flag. How do you kill Flag? Like, so our characters start dying. Like, the characters we know and love are just gonna start dying at this point. We lose Flag. Peacekeeper looks hurt because he even had to kill Flag because Flag was his friend. But the Rat Girl sees that he killed Flag. I think her name is Cleo. So he goes, Cleo, give me the drive. She takes the drive, runs off. Peacekeeper, he follows her. He gets to her. He got her at gunpoint. He's like, I'm telling you that. He was like, what did he say? He said, I'm telling you, Cleo, I said not to touch the flag. I said the flag needs to go to Amanda to be destroyed. Why did you not listen? So she goes, if this is the case, if this is what your mission was, why can't you just destroy the drive and not kill me? And he goes, well, because I'm thorough. So he's about to kill her. She's screaming for her life, and then we get flashed over to the other squad where they're broken up. And Milton is with them too. So they're going through the thing. They're trying to get to the plant. King Shark breaks off because Peacekeeper left him alone. So King Shark goes all the way up to this kind of hidden level where it's this little tank of these little adorable creatures that look like they're underwater angels, I guess. I want to say underwater angels. And they make friends with we believe that they're making friends with King Shark. We later find out that they're like little piranhas, and they try to eat them. And they start treating King Shark really, really fucking bad. But I'll get to that in a second. So Milton gets shot on that floor. Once King Shark goes off and do whatever he does, Milton gets shot. We see Polka Dot Man, Harley, and Bloodsport trying to figure out what direction they're going. We see Polka Dot Man's cool ass power where we see early in the movie that he can shoot polka dots, but we also find out that there's from another dimension, and that if they hit people, they kind of burn skin and stuff like that, like straight disintegrate them. So try to remember what happened. Oh, a bunch of soldiers come in and try to stop him, and Polka Dot Man does the blasting, and Harley tells him to stop because he had earlier dropped some of the explosives or some highly flammable substance. So after he shoots them, that causes the detonation earlier from when we was with James. I mean with Flags and them, right? So after that occurs, a bunch of crazy shit start happening to King Shark. Like King Shark, everybody gets sent to the same level. King Shark sees his little friendly creatures and he's like, ooh, friends free. And then they start pouncing on him. He starts screaming, they eating him. So I'm like, what the fuck? They gonna kill King Shark? I thought they killed King Shark. So I'm like, yo, they killed King Shark like that? We see King Shark's not dead. We actually see Harley and Polka Dot Man trying to free the stuff, try to free the little creatures off him. And that causes King Shark to, the water pushes everybody. Everybody gets kind of, Harley saves Polka Dot Man. Bloodsport's holding on for dear life, and King Shark gets sent from that top of the tower all the way to the floor, and the soldiers that's on ground level start to shoot at him. So I'm like, damn, they killing King Shark. Like, they're trying to find ways to kill King Shark. What the fuck? And my dumb ass forgets that in the movie early in the movie they said that he is descended from gods, or the people believe he's the descendant from gods, which would in the term means either he's immortal or he's really hard to kill. I'm leaning toward he's really hard to kill because Amanda would have recruited somebody that's immortal without having a failsafe. So I just think he's really hard to kill. So being he's really hard to kill, a lot of the stuff that was happening to him didn't kill him. So Bloodsport somehow manages to fall all the way from ground level while trying to escape the blast. And as he falls, he's falling from each level. He lands right there to see Peacekeeper trying to hurt Cleo, the rat girl. And, Bloodsport wasn't having that. So he shoots Peacekeeper, kills him we're believed that he dies. But at the end credit, the final end credit is that Peacekeeper is alive. So it's still fire though. Bloodsport shoots him up, or whatever the case might be. And the movie was supposed to end there because they already completed their job. You know what I'm saying? They got the disc. Starro is doing whatever Starro fucking wants. That's not their job. Amanda is like, yo, the government can dispatch whatever things they want to, the United Nations, whatever the case might be. But our squaddies got a person human size. So they're like, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna let Starro fucking murder a bunch of people. So their new objective is to save the town by defeating Starro, right? Yo, fucking Pokemon, Polka Dot Man died, and we find we're told that Polka Dot Man sees everybody as his mother. So Bloodsport tells him to attack Starro because that's his mom. So he disintegrates one of Starro's legs. But Starro could regenerate. But he just disintegrates one of the legs. Starro is in pain. And we see Starro lifts his hand up. And as Polka Dot Man is gloating, I'm a superhero. I'm a superhero. And he dies on the spot. And we're just like, oh shit. They killed Polka Dot Man. So at the end of the movie, only 4 squad members survive. It's Harley, King Shark, Bloodsport, and Cleo. And we see that Cleo uses her rat abilities to essentially send an army, not even an army, a fucking whole continent of rats at Starro, and they're eating him alive. And Harley jams the javelin into Starro's eye to see the rats eat him alive. And before Starro can kill Cleo, as she was doing this, Bloodsport saved her. And that's the movie, y'all. Like, just straight off, Starro dies. Starro, before he dies, lets them know, like, before the United States, before y'all, fucking took me to y'all planet, man. I was happy just wandering the star, wandering the space, wandering through space, looking at the stars. And like I said, James Gunn did a really good job of making us fall in love with these supervillains that you normally wouldn't if you had a superhero. But because this is just straight supervillains, we got to see a side of all these villains that we would never see before. And the movie ends on this happy note where all 4 squad members are just going about their business, going back to the jet to be extracted, right? And as they're being extracted, we see Bloodsport's daughter, who he had a conflict with, is kind of on this similar to like I said, Deadshot, where she's like proud of her dad now. She's like, that's my dad. That's my dad. And we see all these characters are now friends. So we see Bloodsport and Harley. Harley looked a little hurt because because Flag died, and she was like, he was my only friend, and he was like, well, he was my friend too. And then she goes, well, you could be my friend. And then she calls Bloodsport Milton. That's not his name. He's like, that's not my name. She's like, yeah, we just had a whole conversation about Milton. He's like, but that's not my name. And we see that Cleo and King Shark are the best of friends. You know what I'm saying? That he's finally found a real friend. And the movie just ends like that. And like, this movie was amazing. Just 10 out of 10. Like, for starters, I don't remember who directed the first Suicide Squad, but the fact that all these characters really did die, like, yo, this shit was crazy. I got attached to these characters, and they was really dying one by one. Like, now they've kind of played those off with 2 of the deaths, but the thing about it was, okay, a lot of our actual squad members didn't die, but it was enough death from the actual squad where we still feel attached. Like Polka Dot Man is really dead. Flag is really dead. Peacekeeper is in kind of like in the I think that's the ICU. He's kind of in the ICU all fucked up, but he's close to death. But a lot of the other members died, and you know what I'm saying. Like, the anime movies really do this well, where they bring in these other squad members to die off, and then we get introduced to our actual squad, and only like 2 or 3 members from the actual squad. Maybe it's like a group of 6, and maybe two of those members, maybe 3 of the 6 dies, or maybe it's like 8. They give us a good number of characters that we get attached to, and then at the end of the movie they kill them off. Not all of them, but like some of the 3 unimportant. And that's what he did. It felt like watching an animated movie to me, because he did so well at giving us fodder characters. You know, the fodder squad, where them niggas dead, and then from our actual main roster, only 2 really died, completing the actual suicide mission. You know what I'm saying? I really liked it. If I had to compare the second one definitely topped the first one in many ways. Like, don't get me twisted, the first one is still a guilty pleasure, because we got introduced to these really cool characters, and honestly, only one person from the Suicide Squad, the first one, really died. The other one was a throwaway character, but you always gotta have a throwaway character in these movies. You know what I'm saying? In these type of movies. But when it came to this one, we got characters that was really hyped up from all the trailers and stuff like that, and we knew some of them was gonna die, but we really got hyped up where they just was killing motherfuckers. Like, okay, they killed the fodder characters. TDK, Mongor, Javelin. Okay, they killed them niggas, but they killed Boomerang, and we had a whole movie with Boomerang. So I'm like, damn, Flag they killed off, Polka Dot Man they killed off. You know what I'm saying? These characters that we had connection to, they really did die, but it still gave us enough of the connection with the characters we didn't want to die. Like, to be honest, I didn't want King Shark to die. Harley, I knew wasn't gonna die. Bloodsport, I was iffy on. Cleo, I was the rat girl, I was iffy on. Polka Dot Man, I knew was gonna die. King Shark, I was super iffy on. I was like, they're definitely gonna find a way to kill King Shark. They never killed King Shark, so I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? My man's lived. So, like, yo, if you having ifs and whats to see this movie, because there's nothing like the first one. You will get a joy out of watching this. Like, both directors did their thing from each Suicide Squad movie, but James Gunn really kicked the kid. Like, he really put the icing on the cake. Like, my man is a legend for this movie. Like, I know he did his thing on Guardians, but like, I felt like he had all creative licenses to just go off with this bitch, and he went off. Like, he did his thing. But that's really all I can say about the movie so far. Like, I'm trying to fight back to start jumping off the hands like, oh my god, I love this movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to fight it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so hyped, but I'm trying to fight it. this is just, like I said, this is a spoiler review. Chances are I'm gonna come out with another one after I rewatch the movie that's not too spoily, but I just giving the synopsis of the movie, and I can really tell you in depth why I love this movie, because there's so many reasons why I love this movie, and there's so many reasons not why you guys should also love this movie. And that's really it. I know I'm talking a little fast, but that's really it with the non-spoiler review, a synopsis of the movie, reasons I love it, reasons you should love it, and that's kind of it. So that's my review, you guys. Yo, if you guys like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And check out the movie, y'all. Like, really check out the movie. Go see it in the theaters, because this is definitely worth seeing in theaters. You know what I'm saying? Just check it out, because you guys are going to love it. All right? I will see you guys next time.